Hello and welcome back to another video by the Silas system. I am Astryl, the gatekeeper for the Silas system. I do not front very often, but because I am able to keep a level head easier than the rest, I decided it would be best if I made this video about some of the recent drama that has cropped up within the dissociative disorder community. We didn't know if we were going to make this video or not. We received a few messages from people who know us through school and know that we have OSDD1B, and they were not very nice messages. Basically, they were saying that they watched TRISHA Paytas's videos and have realised how easy it is to fake having alters and how easy it is to just say that you have this disorder and disorders like it, and they now no longer believe that it is real. We weren't going to make a video on this topic out of respect for Nin and the entire dissociated system, because we believe that if there are more videos of hate towards TRISHA Paytas, that she will go after Nin and her system, and that is something that we do not want. We love and respect the dissociated system so much. They helped all of us as alters be able to come forward to our host at the time and explain our situation, and they have helped us get through some extremely tough situations. We believe everything Nin and her system does is extremely important for the dissociative disorders community. We believe that she is doing the best work that is possible, spreading factual information and promoting self-learning and self-checking facts. The fact that a very popular YouTuber thinks that it is okay to make these videos and then attack other YouTubers for reacting is appalling. Today I will be going through the videos and just pointing out all of the misconceptions and things that need to be addressed. I will not be telling you whether or not I think TRISHA Paytas has DID. It is not my place, I am not her therapist, so I will not be telling you whether I believe she is faking or not. I will just be pointing out the things that she is doing and saying that are harmful, hypocritical, and wrong. This will not be a light-hearted video. I am not a very fun person to watch, so I apologize for that. I am just trying to help clear up some of the things that have been said and are being spread about an already stigmatized community. I'm going to be trying very hard not to lose my temper and not to get irrationally angry at some of the things being said. I'm going to try really hard not to swear at TRISHA or anyone else, because spreading anger and hurtful words is not going to help this situation. If you do want to watch these videos from TRISHA herself, please watch a drama channel or someone else's upload of the videos instead of supporting TRISHA Paytas. Every view she gets fuels her need to make more of these videos and potentially spread even more harmful, toxic information. Please do not leave her any hate or dislikes. This also just fuels her need to spread misinformation and toxicity into the YouTube community. The first video I will watch is Meet My Alters. It is a 20-minute video.
What an alter is people that have multiple personalities, dissociative identity disorder.
First thing, that's not what alters are. An alter is not someone who has DID or OSDD. An alter is a part of a collective. She says she has talked about having multiple personalities multiple times on multiple different things. Going through some of her older videos, she does mention feeling like she is different people at times, but in one of her latest scandals where she was struggling with her gender identity, she said that she did not have multiple personalities. So there's a little bit of a clash there with what she's saying.
I've never been diagnosed with anything.
She says she's never been diagnosed with anything, which is fine. You don't have to have a diagnosis to be valid. But then later, in later videos, she says she has been diagnosed with a few things. Again, tripping over words and saying contradictory things in different videos.
Have self-diagnosed myself, I guess, is multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder, or both, because there's some differences, there's some similarities, and some people just think they're like all same or all completely different. For me, I consider them quite similar.
She says that multiple personality disorder and dissociative identity disorder are two different things, and that you can have either or both. They are the exact same thing. In one of the earlier DSMs in 1970, I believe, I might be wrong, it was known as multiple personality disorder because there are multiple personalities, but after it was changed to be dissociative identity disorder because the need for heavy dissociation is a key criteria point to the disorder. It was renamed just so that it made more sense and the name better encompassed what the disorder is. They are not two separate things, they are not two separate diagnoses, it is the same thing renamed.
But I think my disassociating comes differently than in the form of my alters. So I feel like the alters are my multiple personality, and I feel my disassociativeness is in a different realm, and it usually only takes place, I guess, under Trixie, which I guess that's disassociating because like another alter is coming to the front.
She's saying her dissociation happens differently to how it's normally described, which is valid and fine. I don't really understand what she's trying to explain here. Everyone's dissociation can hit differently, so that's not really a point to be used against her. I think she just doesn't really have the vocabulary to be able to properly describe what's actually happening to her.
Unfortunately, I'm someone who can't just choose, and if anything, I don't talk about it a lot because I'm not as in tune or as in touch with my alters. I know when I feel it.
Having a lack of communication between alters and not being able to control it is completely normal and valid. Most people who are newly diagnosed or haven't really been able to get to therapy very easily will find it extremely difficult to communicate, and most systems cannot control switches or control who comes out. Okay, there was something she said there that was when her alters come forward, she has the thought, oh, that's not me, that's T.
But I think of T in my head and I'm like, oh, this is T right now, this isn't me.
This can happen when you are co-conscious or you're kind of blended with different alters, but if you are always having that thought when you think an alter's coming over, coming forward, I'm not sure, it doesn't feel like she's describing properly switching fully.
Trixie's trauma began at 10, and that's when I stopped talking about her. So I feel like Trixie kind of just got stuck in that.
Alters can get stuck at an age, so that's correct. And it is normally because of trauma. They will be stuck in the age they were when they were traumatized. It does sound like she split before trauma, which isn't really how it works. So either there is more trauma before that she's not talking about, or that she doesn't know about yet. There is something that she keeps saying is crazy and scary. These are two very harmful words to be using towards an actual, already highly stigmatized disorder. You probably shouldn't be describing it to anyone else or about yourself as being crazy or scary. People already think that it is scary. People use it all of the time as a horror movie trope. So describing it as scary is not helpful. She does talk a little bit negatively about her alters, which is something that a lot of people within the community look down on. But there's always going to be issues with the people you have to share a head with, you have to share a body with. People naturally aren't always going to like each other, so a little bit of name calling is probably quite normal if you don't have very strong communication and your viewpoints don't match up, but it is a little bit rude.
Almost like when you start feeling like someone's dying within inside of you, like one of your personalities, it's like you're dying or you're losing someone.
Okay, alters can't die. It's not a possibility. Alters don't. You can have dead alters if you're more interested in that. There's a dissociated video on it, which is great, but alters themselves cannot die. Alters can go dormant, meaning they don't communicate for a very long time. Alters can integrate, which some people do find as a kind of people can find that like a death in a way, but alters themselves don't die.
He is the one that has the eating disorder. And
different alters can have different mental illnesses, so it is possible to have a alter who has an eating disorder because trauma and stuff and the different situations between someone being formed can create those disorders in someone. It is perfectly normal to have an identity which their sole purpose is to hold trauma about food related things and to hold the mental illness in that capacity. That is normal. That's a normal part of DID and splitting. It's to keep the body functioning and the host being able to work in a normal capacity. Trish does keep saying come to the light, which is a term that some people within the dissociative disorder community use, but more recently it's been used in media like Split and Glass, which makes me feel a little bit like she might have watched it and then picked up on some of the terminology and ideas that are presented in that, which is extremely harmful, especially if she does have dissociative disorder and she's now picking up on the things shown in that media and thinking that it's real and correct, and that's where her learning is coming from. That is highly stigmatizing and can be very, very dangerous to herself and her own system and everyone else around her. This video will be split up into 2 parts because it is quite long. There are a lot of things to go through with her videos and correct. This has been Astryl with what I hope is an alright video for you guys to watch. We are working on Meet Us Separately videos with more information about each of us, which we hope to be getting out to you every week. This video and its second part will probably come out before another video that is being uploaded, because it is relevant and needed to be circulating at this current point in time. We hope you all stay safe. We hope that your systems are safe and okay. We love you all. You are all valid. And we will see you again in in our next video.